Okay, we're looking at question 6, and it basically asks the reasoning in which one of the following arguments is most similar to the reasoning in the argument above. Okay, so automatically, we've got a parallel reasoning question. We assume that we have a valid argument up top because we're kind of not told that there's a flaw. So kind of like our idea here is just we need to identify the conclusion of the argument, understand what the premises are doing to make the argument happen, and then just find an answer choice that does the same thing. Now, the answer choice is going to be just another argument, right? So we're not asked to explain what the argument's doing. It's just going to be another example, okay? And so what do we have going on here? We have this notion of test pilots and fighter jets and planes and experimental planes and all this cool stuff going on. And basically what we're saying is of the many test pilots who have flown the new plane, none has found it difficult to operate. So really what you need to be thinking about is none has found it difficult to operate, or all have found it not difficult. So it's all or none, right? And it says the term many, but it's just talking about the overall number of people, okay? But so it's saying many people, of the many people that have done this, all or none, feel this specific way. And so all or none is interchangeable here. It's just one side of the spectrum, okay? And so it goes from all or none to a specific individual. Therefore, because none of these people have found it difficult, it's unlikely that this specific person is going to find it difficult, okay? So it's going from this all or none notion down to a specific person, and that's the focus of what we've got going on here. So let's take a look at A. All of the many book reviewers who read Rachel's new novel thought it was particularly well written. So we've got all or none, in my mind, is the exact same thing, okay? And then it goes, so it is likely that the average reader will enjoy the book. So it goes from all to general. But yet what we did is we went from none to all to specific, to a specific person. We're talking about the average reader here. We're talking about the test pilot here. So A falls out. B, many of the book reviewers who read Wim's new novel before it was published found it very entertaining. So it is unlikely most people who buy the book will find it boring, okay? So we're back to this concept of general. Most people buying the book, okay? So it's just that simple to distinguish it. We're going from a specific test pilot here to most people. So let's take a look at C. Neither of the two reviewers who enjoyed the new novel hoped that Lowe would write a sequel. So it is unlikely that the review of the book in next Sunday's paper will express hope that Lowe will write a sequel. So we really have gone from none to all to this specific person. That looks like the answer to the question, but let's look at D. Many reviewers have read Kip's new novel, but none of them enjoyed it. Okay, that's the none to all. And then it goes to the reviewer for the local newspaper. That's none to all and specific as well. So we're thinking, okay, well, this might be the answer. And then we go to E. None of the reviewers who read the new novel were offended by it. That's the none to all thing. So it is unlikely the book will offend anyone in the general public who reads it. And that's kind of like this general notion again. Okay, so we're just down to C or D. And, how do we choose it? Well, we talked about this concept of many. Many means more than a few. So I'm going to say it's like four or more. And if you look at answer choice C, it's talking only about two people. And that's the way I distinguish it. I think there are a number of ways to consider distinguishing it, but the way that I've done it here is just very simple and systematic. I understand it's none to all and to a specific person. I get it down to these two answer choices, and then I realize really what we're talking about is many here and, two. And that's the ultimate distinction, so therefore we know that D is the answer to the question.